as we've got a black screen, and for the very first time, I think I just jinxed it, James. It is raining in qualifying.
You know, it is a sign of my commentary experience as well when a wet race comes up. I've had so many in recent weeks, especially in League of Europe, where I've been commentating, and wet races I think have become a theme really. And it'll be interesting to see how these guys cope, especially in Baku, because it looks to me as if the sun is poking through. But intermediate conditions is going to be very challenging for these drivers, and those curbs are going to be extra slippery.
Yes, indeed. So, all the drivers are getting their setups, and it always brings on board Mia Williams with Harry Hotspur.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to try and find someone else. Oh, Louis! There we go. We haven't been on board with Louis on a hot lap. Do you want to take us on board with Louis on a hot lap?
I need to find them first. There we go. Got Louis on a hot lap. So we are going through turn one and now towards turn two. Two very tricky 90-degree left-handed corners. Remember, no DRS within the wet conditions. So that these guys are going to have to be literally playing it for all themselves, one down towards turn three. And this is where the old city really meets the new here in Baku. We go through another 90-degree corner. Again, a bit of a lock up there from Louis. Onyx just in behind Martin right up there with Midnight, but Louis coming through turn four. And towards the end of the first sector, the sector point, remember, changed from last year, where we had, of course, after these two turns, the sector point, and was a 38.9 through the first sector for Louis. He's in that Ferrari. There are the flame towers. That becomes such an iconic feature here in Baku, in the foreground of shot. Louis now running down towards the infamous castle section. This is where, really, the old meets the new. And through the castle section, 8, 9, 10, 11. Count the corners up as you come through here. Uphill as well to the highest point on the track through turn 12. And then running through turns 13 and 14. Famously where Grosjean lost it, of course, on in, I think it was 2018. Oh, Louis has a bit of a moment there, coming down towards turn 15. And looking quite good this lap so far from Louis, quite calm. Sem and Midnight just in behind. Onyx and Will G. Montana not too far off the pace either. 23.7 from Louis through the middle sector. And I think inevitably he is going to be setting the pole lap here as he comes through turn 17. Now through 18 and 19. And then through the final kink, of course, at turn 20, which is upcoming. A little bit of opposite lock through there, but nothing really. And now it's a flat, straight line, dash to the line for Louis. What is the time going to be? I think it's going to be in and around the 48-49 sort of pace here. Louis across the line is a 49.1, and look how far he's ahead of the rest of the field. 0.8 of a second ahead of Midnight. Sem in third, Onyx in fourth.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a battle between Sem and Onyx and Louis, but I'm quite surprised Montana is not up there at the moment. He's 7th place compared to the rest of the guys, but again, being in the wet is a different kettle of fish to the dries. These guys have been racing today before, have been used to the dries so much, and now they got to get used to the wet. We don't know what the weather is like for the race. Well, you never know, it could be dry, but let's have a look at your qualifying results. It's Louis on pole with Midnight, then Sem in third, then it's Onyx and Will having a good qualifying in fifth, then it's Luca in sixth, Montana in seventh, Martin Bell in eighth, we've got Ton in ninth. Splinter rounds up your top 10, and then we've got Dylan, and we've got Speed 19, and we've got Z3, so Harry Hotspur, Harrenberg, Dynastics, Chill, Twango, Cherry 2 Pie, and I can't even say his name. We've got
Simon.
Okay, and those two, they did not say a lap time. Those have been invalidated, and you can see the gap to the back of the field as well. It just goes to show that these conditions are very tricky, and we're just about to load into the session then to see if we're going to get a wet race or not. And
beautiful.
Oh, it's sunny. Yay.
Oh, beautiful. I want a dry race, and we've got one. Thank God.
Thank the Lord. the heavens has spoken here at the 24 hours of F1 2019, I must say. And we're probably about to commentate on one of the most craziest races you'll ever see in this 24 hour. Obviously, we'll have Monaco later on, but for the Monaco race, I'll be asleep, so I won't be watching that. So I don't get to enjoy that, but I'm sure the other guys will enjoy it as much as well. And yeah, quite a few people I know that have been happy with their laps. A few people actually disappointed with their laps. So a little bit of a mixed bag at the moment as far as it's concerned as well. And I just got the chat up as well, so I can see the chat whilst we are racing. And we are about to go into the formation as everyone is about to ready up. and it is a two-stop strategy. I've never done a two-stop around Baku, so it's going to be completely new to me, as we've got all 20 cars raring to go, and I'm just going to get the tyres up. There we go. So we've got Z3 on the mediums, as well as Cherry 2 Pie and Simon, who obviously have a choice of tyres. The ones inside the top 10 that qualified on the mediums, there was about 4 cars. One of them was Louis, in fact. So, you know, I actually, no, it wasn't. They get free choice of tyres. My bad. Excuse my I don't know what I was talking about. So they all get free choice of tyres. They get fresh tyres as well. So the softs are going to last a lot longer here. But for that's why a few more people are on those medium compounded tyres than usual. That's why Louis on the mediums and not on the softs. But he's going to be under pressure from the likes of Sem, Midnight, Onyx, Will, Luca, and possibly Montana as well. They're going to be on the fresher tyres and on the softs as well, apart from Onyx. And they're just, Louis might find it tricky, but he has done well in his races. Out of the races he's take part in so far, he has won every single one, and he's binned it in the castle section, like he's done the Charles Leclerc. And if I was Charles Leclerc, I would say I am stupid right now. So I think he'll be teleported to the grid. No, he's not. Luckily, there's no damage in the formation lap, so no harm done. I think you get ghosted for those types of things, as Louis is making his way back up to the front of the field. And someone says, formation lap bin, never seen that before. I've never seen that before ever on the stream. I think I've done a few formation lap bins in my time, but never the size of that, I must say.
Yeah, I've got to be honest, I've never seen that either in the formation. I've seen it in the wet when I've covered a wet race around here, but never in the dry. Just to speak about the tyres as well, soft compound of tyres will aim to go around 4 or 5 laps. Then we should see the first round of pit stops about lap 6, lap 7. Medium compound of tyres, if this of course was a 1-stop, which it isn't, it's a 2-stop. These guys will probably pit in, aim to go around lap 8, lap 9 on a set of mediums, then pit in for another set of mediums, and then possibly go to a set of softs within the last 6 or 7 laps of the race. Tyre degradation around here, 4-5% on the softs, 3-4% on the mediums. It is a really high wearing tyre track, this. For my top 3, by the way, I'm going to go, well, you have to go Louis for the win. I'm sorry. Louis for the win. Montana, I think, will get second. I think he's got a good amount of speed to come through the field. He likes Baku. He's won round here before. And in third, Onyx. There you go. That's my top 3.
Oh, it's going to be... I think I won't have time to get my top 3, as all the cars are about to go into the race grid. Yes, they are. All of them, 20 cars, are about to line up. And we're about to get the 5 red lights. Here we go. So we've got 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Who's going to get the better getaway? Is it Louis or is it Midnight? Let's find out as they are underway here in Baku. And a pretty decent start from Louis as usual. Also pretty decent start from Midnight and Sem as well. Onyx did very well. We do have contact at the back already. Twango has lost it a little bit there as well. Let's have a watch out for that. There is a bit of damage, I think. Oh, there's a big pile up at the back. We've got a racing, not a racing point, a Red Bull.
QVR Chill.
Of QVR Chill. Yeah, Pete had a horrible start as well. Everyone else, I think, has made it through cleanly so far. And looks like it's going to be really hard to overtake in these first couple of laps. But I'm sure these guys are going to make sure that they prove us wrong. I must say, still Midnight very close to Louis in this lap, as he's going to hopefully realise that Louis might make a mistake in the castle section. Hopefully he doesn't, but he's going to probably break a bit earlier than he did in the formation lap, which he does, which makes life easier for Midnight. Luckily he won't get pulled up in a crash. He's going to get a better run into this back straight here, but he's not going to challenge for the mood. He's on ERS mode 2 at the moment, so let's see as he goes down the hill. A little bit of a lock-up from Louis, so I don't think he's going to challenge for the move as of yet. But meanwhile, the other Ferrari of Will G is going to try and spice up Onyx. He can't go for the move done either. There's so much battles happening for Baku, and most people have made it through cleanly, but I do believe a few people will have to go to the pits, such as QVR Chill.
Yeah, QVR Chill Twango, I think, has also picked up damage early on in that contact. And side by side, though, between Onyx and Will G. This is for 4th and 5th position. Literally a drag race down towards turn 1. And Midnight is on the back. We could go 3 wide for the lead in towards turn 1. Louis on the inside line. Midnight on the outside line. Just hits the camber of the corner a little bit. Sem is now on the inside line. Will is trying to get past Onyx and all of this. There are so many battles happening on. I think we need to take Kravitz at this point. Midnight right on the back of Louis, running down towards turn 3. Can he get the move done? He's literally bump drafted him down the straight. He's on the inside line now. Sem is trying to get involved in this as well. Midnight trying to look down the inside line. Not quite. Louis hangs on to the lead of the rest. Sem just getting caught in a little bit of a pocket there to not get past. Onyx and Will G are battling. Luca is up the 6th and all of that. And look at this. Luca's going to take full advantage of pretty much Will G and Onyx knocking into each other. 3 wide through turn 6 this is. Goodness me. Took Luca on the contact. Inevitable. 3 wide through there. There's a massive pile up out on track. And that is the curse of Baku. Will G leaves the session. Luca's left the session as well. All of that spanned from Onyx and Will G making contact.
Yeah, indeed. I think they left the session in frustration there, which means their team is going to get 0 points after that. And I'm sure their teammates will have words to say to them, because you can't just give up. You get points for every single race you finish at, and that was very unfortunate for that to happen, to be honest. I think, don't forget, there are stewards looking into this throughout this race, and obviously we did have one penalty, post-game penalty applied. I think it was after Belgium, so I think we might see the same here if this continues. Meanwhile, Midnight is challenging for the lead here. He's looking very, very promising in the Rocket Williams racing car. He's going to get the better run into turn 1. Can Louis defend to the outside? He's going to have Midnight. He's going to have a look at least. Ooh. But Louis with a defense of his dreams right there. It just goes to show why he's one of the fastest drivers on this game. Oh my God, there's almost contact, but luckily they kept it clean. And I must say they're doing very well as well. But look at this, Sem is also in the action as well. We've got a few yellow flags at the back, but this is not what it's about at the moment. This is a battle for the race lead, which is going to go on for so long. Don't forget, Louis is on the medium compounder tyres. Midnight and Sem, they're on the soft compounder tyres, and Louis is just doing amazing on those mediums there. He's treating it like it is soft compounder tyres at the moment with the laps he's pulling in lap up the lap right now. I mean, Midnight's finding it so hard right now to overtake him, and so is Sem. And Onyx is nowhere to be seen at the moment due to the fact that he got in contact with Will G behind as well. As a few people have gone to the pits right now. Splinter's in the pits as well. Pete's in the pits. Twango was in the pits, and Albanak in the pits as well. They are going into the medium compounder type. Well, some of them on the medium, some are on the hard. Someone asking in chat, how is Louis so good? It is just because he's good. That is the answer I've got to say in that one. But yeah, it is looking very promising between the top 3 right now.
Yeah, Louis beginning to get away as well. Just to confirm about the fastest laps last time around, 43.1 for Louis on a set of mediums, 45.1 from Midnight, and a 45.2 from Sem. But here comes Sem, the McLaren, on the back of Midnight. Williams against McLaren running down the straight. Remember, Midnight's got DRS tow on Louis as well. Sem sets the new fastest lap of the race, 42.7. He's not going to think about going around the outside there. He took too much of a wide line to try and get that move done. But Sem is right on the back of Midnight. Could get the run down towards turn 3, I think. Louis could be a sitting duck as well. Dylan in the background has got the move done on Sahari Hotspur. So that is through up to T9. So that is not like a flip-flop fish moment there from me and Kevin McGinley earlier on, of course. Sem is right on the back of Midnight. Oh, and he contacts him. Sem into the back of Midnight. Just about got it recovered, and I think Sem realised he just broke a little bit late, and Midnight is still in second. Good sportsmanship shown there.
Yeah, and if you do make a mistake like that, you are forced to let the person that you've hit through, and they've done just that. So well done to them as well. It was very, very close to damage there, but Sem, being a respectable racer he doesn't want to be the reason why someone has either retired from the race or has got front wing damage. But I think Midnight has got away unscathed with that. But that's allowed. Look at the gap to Louis already, 2.4 seconds. I think that little scrap for P2 is allowing Louis to just increase the gap a little bit on those medium compounder tyres. Don't forget, he can stretch those even more for about an extra few laps or so. But we got Midnight and Sem going for a move once again. I think it was one of them making a mistake, I believe, which is allowing Sem to close the gap a little bit more as well. There are some time penalties already being given already this race in game I have seen so far, but Sem is going to get the better exit here in towards the start finish straight. Then he's going to pole onto the left hand side, he's right hand side of the track. Then can Midnight defend for his life? Sem trying to break the slipstream here into turn 1, but Midnight is not, he just doesn't have the pace at the moment to try and get past Sem. He could do it through the second DRS straight, which he's going to try to at least. Let's have a look. DRS enabled for Midnight then. Is he going to have a try? No, he's just further back, and he's short of ERS at the moment. So Sem up into P2, and Onyx still in P4. He's found 1.4 seconds from Midnight at the moment. So these softs are starting to die a little bit.
These softs are beginning to die a little bit, and that is really the telling factor of the degradation around here. 4 to 5%, as I said before, on the formation lap. Midnight is on the back of Sem. Onyx beginning to close the gap. Treat this point in the race like delta times from wets to dries. Mediums will be coming into play rather than the softs. And I've got to be honest, I think Montana is the fastest out of the top 5 currently, from 2nd down to 5th. I think Montana could be sneaking his way into a possible podium here.
Yeah, I think so as well, and probably your ball prediction for P3 is probably going to work out well, as obviously Montana has done really well, and the standings we've seen in the teams are so close between certain teams, and if you just have one bad race, it may have a cause for concern really. And there was a few races that Brad didn't quite make the mark with Fletcher, but Louis is back in there to pick up the pace and try and get back on top again as well. And I do believe we do have a raid as well in the stream, so thanks to Hayden for raiding the stream, much appreciated. Welcome.
7 Midnight in.
Yep, 7 Midnight are in, and I do believe they're going on to medium compounded tyres. I don't think the hards will be used for them, as let's see where Sem is. Obviously Midnight is all the way in the last garage, so Sem might get hold up actually.
Yeah, Midnight's gone onto a set of soft compounded tyre as well, so Midnight going mediums for his last stint. 13 laps on a set of mediums? Questionable. That
is questionable, I think, because don't forget there are 26 laps, and it lasts ever so long around here. I mean, has Midnight make a mistake, or is he going to try and push for this stint and then really concern with the final stint? But I know a lot of people will be pushing at the final stint, so maybe Midnight, I think, is taking a huge gamble, but you never know. We'll have to wait and see. We've seen the tyres start to die 3 or 4 laps in, so we may have to pit again around lap 11 and 12, but I'm guessing he might have played his strategic cards right. He wants to then go on the mediums and then to the end of the race, and then everyone else will have to pit for mediums. We'll have to find out as well. Everybody else that has pitted is either on the medium compounded tyres or on the hards as well. Harry doing really well as well, up into 5th place already. Right now he's keeping his nose clean, which I think is very important around Baku, but I think he's just hit the wall a little bit there. I think he's just grazed it there, so no harm done there. Montana is looking feisty behind Onyx though for on-track P2. It's not a net P2 at the moment, as Twango is at another person
Castle section.
Is out of the session, and it is the Castle section, and Montana breezes past Onyx for P2. Obviously Onyx and Montana are on the medium compounded tyres, and they have really good grip here, but Montana just had the better straight line speed into turn 1, and that's why he got P2. And what's happening?
Look at Midnight right on the back of Sem. Midnight's absolutely flying down the straight. Could go 2 for 1 down the inside. Midnight with the move to save it. Can he get the move done? Sem very close to the wall. Sorry to cut in there, Jess, but Midnight has just pulled off an absolute perfection move. He's on a set of soft compounded tyres, but my God, that move was brilliant. And it's still not over because Sem is racing down towards turn 3. It's not over between these two, and Sem repays the favour on Midnight. Little bit of a tap there, but not quite enough. My God, sorry to cut in there, Jess.
No, it's absolutely fine. I mean, we wanted to get as much battles as we possibly can, and they were near the front, so of course we had to get this battle through. I mean, Sem, incredible job. You could see Midnight's probably made the wrong decision because he's going to get held up so much by the medium runners, and obviously C3 is not that far behind Midnight either, so that's probably telling us something from Midnight's perspective. But again, we'll have to wait and see so far. Don't forget, there is no point for fastest lap for these guys, obviously, because everyone gets a point as long as they finish, of course. But don't forget, I think Will G and Cherry 2 Pie have left the session, so their team will be getting 0 points as far as I'm aware. I'll need to check with the admins with what a disconnection rage quit does with the standings, but we'll find out pretty soon as well. Lap 8 then. Montana is already out of DRS range. No, Onyx is already out of DRS range of Montana. Well, he was until he caught back up again into turn 1. So he is conserving a little bit. He knows that Montana may be pushing a little bit too much.
Yeah, these guys have got to be wary, though, that they're on a medium compound of tyres. I've just seen Midnight, by the way, go up the inside of Sem again down towards turn 1, gets the move done, and now repays the favour. But is Sem going to come back at him? I speak about in my commentaries about the yo-yo effect, and this is what we're seeing between those two. They're just chopping and changing positions. In terms of Montana and Onyx, though, on a set of medium compound of tyres, Sem is not close enough to the back of Midnight here. Montana, 0.8 of a second clear now of Onyx. He's beginning to break the toe. He's got 7 seconds to Louis. Currently, as it stands, if the race was to stop now, I'd be getting a prediction right, which never happens, ever.
It'll be the first time I've commentated on PS4 that someone gets a 100% prediction. I've done it on PC once, and that was around Abu Dhabi, believe it or not. But that was the only time I've ever done it, because the other times after that I completely failed at my third place predictions, or they've binned it into a wall. So you know, I think I'm glad I started the prediction to you. I may as well do it for the next race on whoever's joining. I'm not sure who's doing the next commentary. I think it's Daka who is joining. Yeah, it is Daka. So yeah, he could do the next prediction, not me. As Sem has grazed the wall, I think, again, just like we see Midnight earlier on. So I think they're on a similar graze at the moment. And Louis is now 7 seconds. Oh my goodness, he is flying right now. And so is Onyx. He's found a few attempts on Montana, but can't get close enough. They are starting to find a little bit of a rhythm here, and they're trying to save their times. Onyx, I believe, getting the first penalty of the session with a 3-second time penalty. That is not good for the mean team. Midnight saying the fastest lap of the session. I'm sure Louis will be responding to that. I'm sure of that soon, as we are riding on board with Midnight now, as I think he's trying to gain on Simon in 4th place again. He still has to pit for his first stop. Don't forget, if you don't get pit, you will be disqualified and get 0 points. Midnight dives around the inside, and now he goes up into 4th place now and chasing down Onyx, which is going to be a tough ask, I say, due to the fact the softs will run out in 2 laps time. So I think P3 where he'll be right now, no, P4 where he'll be right now, unless Simon and Sem can catch up. Sem's well on the back of the Alfa Romeo right now.
Yeah, Simon just having a bit of opposite lock there going into the corner. Got caught on the outside curve by the looks coming towards turn 5. Just to speak about it, Midnight got the move done. It's now 12.4 seconds in terms of Midnight to Onyx out on track. And in terms of the gap from Louis to Midnight, it's 21 seconds. That will be enough, I think, for Midnight to be in second, but not to be in the lead of the race. I don't know how long a pit stop is around here, so you'll just have to take my word for it on there. But Sem is on the back of Simon, doing a very good job currently out on track. And I've got to say, the driving that I've seen so far has been very clean indeed. There's battles happening further down the field. And just to speak out on a point that you made earlier, Cherry is in the session. He is driving around under his own accord. Yeah, he joined back, so he's driving around there in 14th. Martin, in the meantime, is on the back of Dynastics. This is for 8th and 9th. Toro Rosso against Haas. And I think you can probably see where this one is going to be going, because Martin is going to be so much quicker than Dynastics. Will open up the DRS. He's going to get the move done. Onyx, by the way, is into the pit as well. Sem has got the move done on Simon just to pick up on that, but Martin is through. He's up into P8, possibly, maybe P7, because Onyx is coming out the pits beside him, and Onyx just out in front. So the VSR man out in 7th position, but Sem getting that move done on Simon. A lot of good action happening here.
Yeah, and Onyx representing the mean team, of course, in 7th place. Its teammate Blizzard won the Singapore Grand Prix, quite dominant actually as well, and Onyx going to try and pick up the pieces so far. So the only people not to make a stop is Z3, Simon, Montana and Louis. Those are the only 2 people yet to make a stop as they've been on the mediums. Everybody else has made at least 1 stop. Once they make 1 stop, then they won't have to pit again unless their tyres start to degrade, which is pretty much inevitable at the moment. And someone just asked me, is Louis doing the next 4 races? I don't know. Oh! Okay, we do have a Haas that spinned it. I think it's commentator's curse, I think, from both of us.
Martin.
Yeah, it's Martin that's been in the castle section where we've seen a lot of people bin it. He's got to move out of the way. And he does. And he does. Luckily, Chill is 60 seconds down the road. So, luckily, he has to pit. He has to. He's got front wing damage like low tomorrow. But those mediums are not going to make it to the end once he pits again. So, you know, he'll have to pit 1 more time after this. He's done his mandatory stop. But, you know, the mediums don't last very long either. So, you know, that is unfortunate for OWR as a team.
Yeah, Onyx on the back of Z3, midnight new fastest lap of the race, and you can probably see where this one is going because I think Z3 is going to respond to Feynman coming into the pits ahead. So Z3 into the pits, Onyx was going to get the move done anyways. He's up into 5th. And just to speak about what is going on out on track, Tough Luca is beginning to get back into contention as well. He's on the back of Haranawa. I will pronounce this right. Haranawa. No? I don't know how to pronounce that name. Harry, I'm going to call him. So Luca is on the back of him, and he's really beginning to come into play, the Renault man. A 42.1 out on track compared to 42.2 of Harry just ahead. 34.3 seconds off the pace. And this battle could go on for quite a long time. Luca beginning to outpace, I think, Harry in front.
Yeah, it's very, very impressive actually for Luca in the TUF team, of course, in the Renault. Obviously, Harry did the gamble like a few other people in this race, like Midnight, to go on the soft compound tyres. You can see that it is starting to die now once again. It's like Singapore, where the softs don't last very long. It is like China, which we're going to go to later on, where the softs don't last very long. Those 3 tracks only last about 5 laps, the soft compounded tyres, but you can get it for a bit longer, but the pace is just not good around it if you last it that long. I mean, you're going to lose so much time compared to your other rivals that surely, I mean, Harry will need to pit pretty soon, but as soon as Harry pits, he won't have to pit again, so he doesn't need to worry about it in the slightest, as obviously we will have 12, we've done 12 laps so far, those 26 laps of this Grand Prix, so maybe Harry could just hold it in a little bit for a few more laps, and then he could dive into the pits, and he doesn't have to worry about a single thing. So here we go, here comes Luca around the left hand side, and it's not a question of if, it's a question of when he gets the move done, as Luca is now up into 7th place already. I think it's a net piece. No, it's just P7 because obviously everyone has pitted. But yeah, that was pretty much, I think, Harry's last word, I think, because to be honest, he did the wrong thing going on the softs right now. He is struggling.
Goodness me, Z3 and Knighton having a little bit of contact there through turn 1, and it was Knighton getting the move done on him just to cut in there. And Harry is still chasing down Luca as well. Luca did get that move done. So the Renault man is up into 7th position, and Knighton is through on Z3. But I think dived it down the inside, might have just missed his braking point slightly down into turn 1. And currently it is P11 and P12 for them out on track. And I've got to be honest, Harry is beginning to get into this. This, by the way, Luca and Harry's battle, I think is for net P4, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so. But don't forget, the gap for first and third, between first and third, is quite a lot. If I get to do gap to leader a minute, 19.5 seconds. And Louis, as I was speaking about Louis, he goes into the pits. Montana will need to respond, which he does. He had to, really, otherwise he would have lost so much time in the pits. So Louis comes out ahead as usual, and Montana, he's going to go, I think, on a set of mediums as well. Those 2 should make it to the end. Oh, it is softs.
Yeah, set of soft compounded tyres for Montana. He's only going to do 7 laps, I think, and then pit in again.
Oh yeah, good point, because he's only made 1 stop.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, why was he on the soft? But obviously, obviously you have to make 2 stops, and you could run the softs for that time. I thought he would do medium softs personally, but I guess he's going to do medium, soft mediums, which is a risky strategy, I must say, because you're going to be slower than everyone else towards the end of this race. But obviously, Montana, he won't have to. It doesn't matter what tyre he picks now, because obviously he's used all the dry compounders. Harry is out of the race then, the 5th race of this 24-hour race, so his team will get 0 points. And meanwhile, Louis, again, he'll have to stop, and he'll have to go on to either the softs or the hards. If I was him, I would go on the softs anyway. So obviously you can't go on mediums. It's just not feasible, and the game won't allow it, and you'll get disqualified. Of course, let us know what you think of the race so far on the whole 24-hour event. Don't forget, if you just joined us, we are raising money for NHS Charities. I will need to double check pretty soon how much money we're on. Last time we checked, we are on £270, which is, I think, pretty much amazing. And I think if it's gift aid, it's 307. So thanks to everyone that has donated, unless the donation count has changed, which probably it hasn't. And I think the only battle we're going to have is between Speed 19 and Z3 at the moment. I think he's dropped back a little bit, so it's between Speed 19 and Harry for P11 and P12. As Cherry 2 Pie does get past Martin Bell, who had to pit due to repairs. I think he pitted again, I believe. Let me just check. Yes, he did. He had to pit again, so well, at least he doesn't have to. Oh, what's happened?
There was a bit of front wing damage coming off there, I think. I think Martin has got left side end plate damage, if I'm not mistaken. He has. Left side end plate damage for Martin. Just clipped that on the inside wall coming through the castle section. And again hits the wall there.
That is unfortunate for Martin Bell. I mean, you know, his team has done well in the last few races, but unfortunately hasn't done well this race. He could bounce back up. Don't forget, they might still have faster drivers who are raring to go in the wings for the next couple of races. We don't know what the other drivers are like. There's some teams I know what their pace like. There's some teams that I don't. As obviously, there was someone that left the session, but that was someone that retired at the start of the race. We already lost 3 drivers, actually 4 drivers, as one has disconnected, obviously because Will retired out of frustration, I must say. We've got the 2 McLarens fighting for position, and I must say, they're probably going to plan to pit at the same time, but you can't really do that. You won't be in contact with the other team in the constructor about when to pit. You just have to possibly just read each other's minds, to be honest, because we've seen in the first race the racing points, they had to double stack. Hopefully they won't, but here comes a battle between the 2 McLarens. Montana versus Sem then. Who's going to get the better run? And Montana breezes past Sem for P2 of this race so far, and setting the fastest lap in the process, and it was meant to be, really. And luckily they're not going to get double stacking, as Sem is in the pit lane.
Yeah, Sem into the pits onto a set of medium compound tyres. He's got that is for a second pit stop out on track. He's going to be coming up behind Simon, I think, out on track. It's going to be quite close, actually, between these two coming out of the pits. The Alfa Romeo man, I think, has just got the overspeed, and yeah, so Sem will join back in behind Simon. Interesting point to note as well, Montana improved ahead of Louis in terms of fastest lap. Remember, no fastest lap points, but if there was, Montana is currently leading the fastest lap by 0.05 of a second compared to Louis, who settled 41.058 on a set of mediums. Montana 41 flat on a set of soft compound of tyre. So I think you can tell overall whose pace is quicker.
Yeah, it is close. So don't forget, Louis is still on the medium still. That's just insane right now. But I'm not going to talk about how insane he is, because people will be like, "What you on about?" Let's talk about some other drivers. But yeah, we still got 16 drivers in this race. Some people are not having the best race they would have hoped, but they get points for finishing, and a point could make a difference between winning or losing a spot in the overall standings. And some drivers want the overall glory. Some drivers just want to take part to raise money for a good cause. Some people want to do both, which I think that's what most people would be trying to do at this moment in time, as Montana sent the fastest lap again on those soft compounded tyres. But it's not going to be for very long, as the tyres start to degrade a little bit. He will be pitting around about lap 18. I think that's when he will be pitting end of lap 18. I think that's when Louis is going to do the same, I think, as Luca. He's on for his scheduled stop in the Renault in the TUF car, and he's going on to another set of mediums. So he's doing soft, medium, mediums by the sound of things, which I think is a safe strategy. I think then he knows that he could take it to the end here if he does that strategy. I think Chill is going to do exactly the same thing right now. It will be a bit too early to go on the softs, I must say, as there he goes. Chill is on the mediums as well, and I think that's everybody that's due to pit so far. Splinter will need to pit soon as well, because he's been on those mediums for 12 laps now, but I'm guessing he's trying to save his mediums for a special occasion, I must say, which is brave of him, I must say. But yeah, Louis still leads from Montana, from Onyx, from Midnight.
Yeah, fantastic action currently out on track. And just to speak a little bit more about the context of why we are doing this 24 hours of event, it's for people who are suffering from COVID-19 and for the NHS workers who are treating those. And I know firsthand, my auntie has been doing that in bucket loads up here in Southern Royal Hospital. She has really been giving her all, fighting for her country, fighting for you guys to stay home as well. And a bit of a positive update from our end up here as well. COVID wards are getting closed down. So that means everything is now beginning to work. The social distancing that is in place is beginning to work. Your generosity tonight will really mean a lot to people like my auntie, who is fighting on the front line, as I say, fighting for our country, for us to live a better life in the longer term. And just to really bear that in mind, the guys on here have driven fantastically well. And to be honest, a personal story like that, it never goes wrong. And I'm sure she'll appreciate the shout out as well.
Yeah, I must say as well, I mean, any key workers, even if it's delivery drivers, supermarket staff, and anyone who has been working to help the coronavirus effort, I applaud you. I applaud all the key workers, I must say. Thanks for all your help as well. I know there's a few key workers that are watching the stream as well, so if you are one of those, thank you so much, because without your generosity and help towards helping this coronavirus, we wouldn't be here, and obviously quite a few more people would have died because of it. So make sure you do stay at home, because obviously it would save lives and benefit. I know obviously you are staying at home, so that's good to see, as well as we are starting to approach the home stretch of this Azerbaijan Grand Prix. It has been a less crazy than I thought, I must say. I thought it was going to be a lot crazier, but I must say they picked their drivers who they think would be the best around Baku, and they chose the right ones. Some of them haven't, but a majority of them have, as we're seeing more battles between the two Toro Rosso, between Dynastics and Harry for P9 and 10, and we have Luca that's just been on, who's obviously been on those one lap old mediums. He's going to look insanely quick if he can start to push those tyres to the end of the Grand Prix and catch up to Simon, of course.
Yeah, Dynastics in the meantime, on the back of Harry. This Toro Rosso battle has been going for the last 2 laps or so, and Dynastics, honestly, on this set of mediums is beginning to come into play. Both of these guys have made their pit stop, so this is for position for 9th and 10th, and Dynastics should just sail past here. The NER driver against Harry, and it's a pretty easy move, if I've got to be honest. Dynastic is through, and he's up into P9. Harry could have a run down towards P3, down towards turn 3, I should say, but not going to be close enough, I think. So Dynastic's through. He's up into 9th position. Very clean move indeed. And Louis Montana, Onyx, Simon, Z3xa and Ton and Splinter all still yet to pit for their second pit stop as well.
Yeah, for some of these guys, it's their first race, so we will have to wait and see if they actually follow the rules to see if they do make their two-stop strategy, because otherwise they'll get 0 points for their team. I have seen no one that's not followed the rule, which is great to see, but we will probably might see something different in the night shift when fatigue starts to set in. Obviously, a few people who are due to race in the night, they'll be having naps right now, so they'll be getting focused. And there are some drivers that are not racing until the night stint, so they're probably only doing the night stint. So we're very brave soldiers, I must say. I think there's a few Americans who is racing in this 24 hour, but apart from that, everyone is European, so it's going to be a lot difficult for these drivers to adapt And it's one of those races, I think, this Baku race is where we're seeing less battles towards the end of the race, whereas majority of the other races, we're seeing battles pretty much lights to fly, but we haven't today. I think is Will G back? Nope, he's not. Will G is not back, but Splinter is chasing Martin Bell for P15 at the moment. That's the only battle we're seeing on track for now, but it is better than no battles at all, I must say. And I've just been informed earlier on there is a penalty point given to NXX for crossing the right line on pit exit without a penalty. So if you do cross the pit lane line, you will get a penalty. So be warned about that, guys, if you're still yet to drive, or if you know someone that might be doing that. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see there. As we got Harry in the pits for a soft run, Tom on a soft run. Are they sure about this? Because they're going to lose so much grip towards the end of this race, in towards lap 23 or so. Do you think they should go to mediums?
Yeah, they may as well, I think, go for set of soft, because Harry has picked up front wing damage and Tom made his second pit stop. These guys are not going to really be in and around the top 10, so it is worth it, I think, to go on a set of soft. They will last 7 laps, guaranteed about that. It's if they go like 11 laps where we get in towards puncture territory. But Harry making that pit stop, I think he had left side end plate damage, which would assume he's probably caught the wall through the castle section. Montana, by the way, into the pits from second.
Yep, there he goes then. Let me just follow him quickly. There we go. So here he goes. He's the first person to respond. And the first pit stop, it was actually Louis who responded first on as well. So that was, you know, I'm a bit shocked about that. But obviously Louis, he could pit all he wants because obviously he's so far ahead. Midnight now is ever so close. They're on the same strategy. It is game on now between the Williams car and the McLaren. Here comes Midnight then. He's going to dive it around the inside. Is he going to try it? Nope, he's not. He thinks better of it. And obviously Montana, he's got me more ERS to play with, so he can really start to do a bit of saving right now as well, which is really great to see if he does that at the moment, as he's really starting to pick up the pace just a little bit, as Z3 has also made his second pit stop. He is not going to get disqualified, and he goes on to a set of the softs as well. So the only people yet to pit are Onyx and Louis that are currently sitting first and second, and that's going to be crucial for Onyx. Onyx is going to probably fall into the likes of Midnight, Sem, Simon, Luca perhaps. So Onyx has got to respond quickly, but he knows the softs don't last very long either. So he is playing it safe by the looks of things.
Louis in.
Louis in, yeah, he goes on to the softs for the final 5 laps of this race, which I think he's done the right thing to wait that long. Of course he is, he's in the lead, so of course he could do that. Is Onyx going to respond? Yes, he is, which means everybody has been that was almost a bin in the pit stop. But that means everyone, I believe, if I can do my maths correct. No, Simon hasn't done his 2 pit stop. Everyone apart from Simon has done their pit stops then. Onyx is going onto the soft compound and dives. No damage for Onyx. That was close though. Even that one small mistake into that pit entry, it would have costed Onyx dearly, but luckily it didn't. That puts Onyx in P5. I did say he would go near Sam and Luca, and he did. So let's see what the gap is for Simon. Onyx did the right thing, as Simon is in the pits as well. So Simon has lost a whole chunk of time. But obviously Onyx was ahead anyway, so he had no room for error. So everyone has done their stops now. Everyone has done 2, except Harry, who has done 3 stops, which he's had an unfortunate time right now, as the gap seems to be unchanged for now, unless Chill could get past C3 and Onyx can make way from Sem. We'll have to find out as well, because do you know what the delta is on the softs compared to the mediums?
Softs will be probably at the start of less than 1.5 seconds, and that's backed up currently through the first sector and halfway through the middle. Onyx has already gained 1.2 seconds on Sem. 2 laps time, he will be past him, I think. Oh, Midnight's had a moment. Sorry to cut in. Midnight's had a moment coming out of, I think that's turn 16 there. So Midnight is into the wall, and I don't think he's got end plate damage. I think he might have ran down the escape roll possibly and went too deep into the corner. Now Onyx is through at the fourth. He's just been gifted the position.
Yeah, I think Onyx did a very good job there, and we're going side by side. That could be another position. Maybe Midnight could gain a position back, actually. He's going to try to at least, and he does it. So Midnight gets P4 back from VSR Onyx into turn 1, but maybe Onyx is playing a long game now. He knows he's going to be faster in this second DRS straight, which he's going to, and that's very brave from Onyx as he dives past Midnight. That's just a good strategic call right there. He waited for the right moment.
Oh
He's
my goodness
lost the back
me!
end. He lost the back end. This is now Midnight's chance to pounce. Now he sees Onyx struggling in the scary Halloween helmet that Onyx has got on his car right now. He means business. Onyx, I think Midnight got a bit caught out. What a move from Onyx. Gee, I'm glad I got one of the moves of the 24 hours, I must say, because I missed the Belgian one due to my PSN time, but I'm glad I got that one. Onyx, sensational right now. I mean, this is just great battling between the two. I'm not sure what penalties both of these cars have, but, you know, I hope they have the same amount or none at all, because, you know, this is just incredible between these two.
Yep, just checking race director. They've both got 3-second time penalties. So Onyx and
good.
Midnight.
Well, it's not good that they got penalties, but it's good that they're on the same amount.
It is. It's going to make it quite interesting. They could, and Midnight, to be honest, could fall into the clutches of Luca. He's 6 seconds behind. Louis fastest lap of the race. A 1:38.9. What? Wow.
Okay. I think we're not gonna be in awe of Louis' fastest laps at all anymore because we're probably gonna grow to expect it at the moment. And look at Onyx. Look at Onyx on those soft tyres. He's already brought the gap 1.3 seconds to Midnight. I mean, he's definitely made the right call, but has he pushed too early? I mean, I think he might have, but you never know. So we'll just have to wait and see there, as you know, this is getting really intense as we go towards the final few laps of this Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Jaco will be doing the next 5 hours as planned, so we can follow the schedule. So because we want to make sure we follow the schedule as tight as we can right now. So Jacob's doing more hours than me, which is fair enough. But there we go. So I think Onyx, is getting past Will's Ghost, who is still disconnected right now. So even if Will G was still in the session, he would have been DQ'd, I think. Actually, no, he wouldn't, because he's done 2 stops anyway as well. So, but anyway, who do you think is going to get, I don't know, it's going to be tight between Dynastic and Simon right now. I think this is the only battle we could see on track. And also Onyx and Sam, the battle for third too.
My God, Onyx is absolutely cutting away at the advantage towards Sem. He's not going to be within DRS range. He could be actually coming out of turn 19. It just depends on the run he gets. He gets a very good, nicely thin run there through turn 19 and now down the straight towards turn 20. Through turn 20, in fact, and down the straight. A second off. He's going to be he's going to be right on the back of him, probably halfway around this lap, and try and get the move done down the straight next time around. Simon, by the way, has disposed of Dynastics quite easily as well. He got the move done down towards turn 1 last time around, so Simon up into 7th position. And Cherry 2 Pie is beginning to come into play as well. He's really drove about this race quite tactically. He's on 11th, and Knighton is in 12th currently. Cherry 2 Pie is beginning to come into this.
Yeah, I mean, he was the one that had a huge pile-up in turn 1. I can't remember what turn. I think it was lap 1 or 2, in just before the castle section, and that was unfortunate. But it just goes to show, never give up in this race, and these results come out. And I'm sure his team is going to be absolutely delighted about his comeback. That's going to be absolutely incredible if he could keep up this pace so far. But he does know that Pete is right on the back of him, and he's ready to pounce. He's on newer tyres as well. This is Pete's first race in this 24-hour, and he wants to get a good result for his team, and I'm sure his team will be happy if he can get past Cherry 2 Pie, I must say. But yeah. Oh, no, he's not. He's spun, and he's had a bit of an off. I just commentated, cursed him there. Sorry, Pete.
think has he got left side end plate damage as well, I wonder? Just trying to look. Can't really see. Yes, he has. Left side end plate damage completely off on that Red Bull. So Speed Knighton now down. But look at Onyx on the back of Sem. P3 and 4, penultimate lap of the race just beginning. Louis leads, Montana second, Sem in third. But here is Onyx trying to sail past Sem down the straight. He switches to the inside line. We could have had a Verstappen and Ricardo moment. Down the inside goes Onyx. He's gone way too deep into the corner. I think I knew that going in towards the corner, really. And Sem back through to P3. Onyx just got to be careful on those tyres. He doesn't want to wear them too much. And I think the run down towards turn 3 is Sem's to lose now. So Sem stays in P3 out on track.
Yeah, that was very, very close from Onyx and Sem. I mean, they're just battling ever so hard right now. Sem with a defence of his life, and Onyx starting to push as well. He's ever so close. I can't call who's going to win this.
It's not going to go around the outside here, is he?
Is he not going to?
Onyx again, twice
is
in a row.
What? Wow.
Onyx round the outside of Sem. Oh my God. He's done that twice in the race now.
I have
Fantastic move.
You can understand why they've chosen Onyx to be a part of this Baku race, that's for sure. He's done incredible. And he's going to be the one that will say, right, I've done that. And it's going to be memorable, I think, for the rest of the 24 hours. He's probably not going to stop talking about it. And I'll probably tell him to shut up in one of the chats. But, he's grazed the wall. Oh, my goodness. But just look at the gap right now. I mean, it's not going to be enough to get the likes of Louis and Montana. But he's going to be happy with that after him getting caught up in a little bit more traffic early on. And he's just doing very well. And Louis is on the final lap of this race so far. He has driven faultless throughout this race. I mean, the battle between Montana as well and Louis, and obviously Midnight. We thought that Louis was going to lose the lead, but no, he wasn't. He kept it clean and he stayed there and pretty much led from the rest of it. I mean, you know, who else is, you know, I think every time Louis just steps in the car, I think everyone expects him to win, and if Louis doesn't win, everyone's probably going to be shocked. So, you know, he's doing very, very well. All it takes is for Louis to make a mistake, which, to be honest, I hope he doesn't. I swear to God, I hope he doesn't, because otherwise it's going to be some huge issues, nonetheless, if he does do that. But Louis is, let's just see if there's any more battles towards the end. I don't think there is, as Onyx has increased the gap. Oh, is there? Oh, yes,
yeah,
Tom and Speed.
Ton right on the back of Knighton, 13th and 14th. And left side end plate damage, remember, for Knighton. This should be Ton's move to lose.
Yeah, indeed. So here comes Speed Knighton on Tom. Here he goes. On to the start. Finish straight then. And
good move.
Wow, that was brilliant. And was there a bit of end plate from Pete again?
Yeah, right side end plate. So both front end plates now completely off the car. Louis, by the way. Yeah.
So Louis comes across the line. He can celebrate early, to be honest, which he's going to. He's slowing down. He doesn't care. He's running out of ERS. He doesn't care. He wins the 5th race at the 24-hour for Team Bois. And Montana, another good result for NXX at the moment. I think that will help him secure second in the standings for now for NXX. But Onyx, another good result for the mean team. A second race in a row where they have got a podium. Unless they've got penalties, which I don't think they do. Yeah. Yes, Sam has got less penalties as Sam now gets P3. But I'm sure Onyx will be happy about that. Midnight getting P5. Then it's Luca in P6. Simon about to cross the line in P7. Then we got Dynastic 8th. And then we got Z3 and Night and Chill. A good result for QVR there in P10. I mean, you know, he started quite low down. Let me just see what positions he's gained, actually. If I can have a look. He's gained 7. Wow. Simon's gained 13. Dynastic's gained 8. Z3 has gained 4. The only one that's dropped in the top 10 is Midnight. The top 12 even. So, you know, we'll just wait for Charity Pie to cross the line, and Harry as well. And now we're just waiting for Tom, Pete and Splinter will be the last people to cross the line. But my oh my, what a race there. Is it making you more excited about your stints tomorrow?
My stint tomorrow, hopefully, is going to be even better, I think. This is just the warm-up act, I think. And, of course, if you've been inspired by the action out on track, and even inspired by mine and Jess's lovely commentary. Of course, do not forget to donate. There is a !donate tag within Discord, within Twitch, I should say, where you can donate. Just to pick up on something that happened in the last lap of the race as well, Martin DNFing out of the race because of a crash in the castle section. So Martin out of the race and finished 16th in the standings.
That is not good. Oh, excuse me. That was a crazy race. I swear I'd get all the crazy races, and it's brilliant. We've got another Brendan Lee on the podium. There we go, but this time it is in the hands of Louis. Once again, he has won the most races so far here in the Swiss 24 hour. There is just nothing stopping him right now, and I do believe he's racing the next race as well, but I won't be commentating that, so there is no curse on that one. So Louis takes a win from Montana, from Sem, from Onyx. So Onyx stays where he is after starting 4, but then it's midnight. Then Luca, Simon from starting P20, starting dead last. That is incredible. Then we've got Dynastics in 8th place, Z3 in 9th. Then it's Shaw in 10th, Cherry 2 Pie in 11th, Harry in 12th, Ton in 13th, Pete in 14th, Splinter in 15th, and Martin being your first non-finisher, followed by Will G, Harry, Dylan, and Twan. So those 5 drivers will not be scoring any points. But after RLRT's DNFing from last race, I'm sure they'll be happy to score at least a few points here and there.
Yeah, fantastic to see all teams picking up points. Unlucky for Martin at the end of the stint as well, picking up a DNF, which was unfortunate, I think, and obviously that team missing out on points. But it's been so enjoyable. I'd love to do another one, but sadly I can't because somebody else is going to be joining in the commentary box in the meantime. And Jess, it's been a pleasure, honestly. It's been absolutely fantastic to be alongside you for the first time ever as well.
Yay!
Hopefully we can do it again sometime.
Yeah, unfortunately, our usual the person who was meant to commentate the Baku race, unfortunately can't commentate anymore. But if he's available and there's no other commentators that can do it, then I'll try and squeeze him for a slot or two because he deserves it. But anyway, that is my little stint over for the time being, as we're going to keep to schedule. I'll be back. I need to actually check when I'll be back. Let me just also get to this screen here. I'll be back for China. I'll be back for China. And I'll be doing China, Hungary, Bahrain, Austria, and Australia. So those are the races I'll be doing. And I will be joined by Austin for the first 2 hours and Owen for the next 2 hours at 1 a.m. and 2 a.m. And then I don't know who's joining me at 3 o'clock. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But joining J. Cole for Brazil will be Leon, I believe, as they're going to stick to schedule, I presume. I think Daka might just do 1 hour by the looks of things. So thank you guys for watching our little stint there. It's been an absolute pleasure. Make sure you donate, and I will we'll have a little short break as we get ready for the next session, and we will wait for the next commentary team to set themselves up and them getting into the lobby, and I'll chuck an invite for those two as well, because I do believe I do have both of them. So thanks for watching. I will see you for the Chinese Grand Prix along with Austin, and for James, you will see him. I don't know what race. He'll most likely be Britain or Russia or the shorts track. So yeah, it depends on what time we've got. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.